Gentlemen, we have had a situation with Ashes of Creation. Now, in 2020 or 2021, this game first came to my and McConnell's attention, and we immediately jumped on the hype train. We believed everything that we heard. Everybody was telling us it's never going to come out, and we were saying that they're all wrong and they don't know anything. Fast forward to 5 years later, the company goes under, the main guy that was leading it leaves the company, and the game gets taken off of Steam. There are mass refunds, and the game is, for all intents and purposes, canceled. So, in other words, Narc was right.
Okay, what up, friendos? Welcome back. Obviously, everyone's got 1,001 questions about the whole Ashes situation, and I'm trying my best to get you the whole story, but for now, what I can do is answer some community questions and just give you an update. So I opened a specific section in my Discord server where people can ask a question, and then obviously I'll just get to it in videos as and when I can, or just answer them in the Discord. So if you're interested in that, go ahead. If not, all good. And also, obviously I could just wait until I have everything before posting a video, but that could be weeks. It could be
There's no way you're going to have everything. It's impossible really to know.
So what I'm trying to do is get you as many answers as I can, as quickly as I can, when they're nailed on, when I actually can give you something that is substantial. For now, just real quick, like a 1 minute, hopefully, recap of what's happened over the last few days and exactly where the public's at with what they know. On January 28th, 2026, there was a high-level meeting where the board, yes, the board exists, communicated that the Intrepid team would be downsized dramatically. Over 100 developers would be fired, no PTO, no severance paid. On January 29th, some team leaders
total fucking obliteration. Total apocalypse. It's over. Levels of over, previously thought unimaginable.
Communicated with their team what was coming. Much of the senior leadership then resigned in protest, and the news of what was happening spread throughout the company like wildfire. It was at this point I was contacted by a source who'd proven themselves reliable in the past, and the situation was communicated to me. On the 30th of January, which was the Friday, individuals were informed whether they were subject to this mass layoff, but some of the studio believed that they still had a job.
Yep, that's about right.
This was also the day I posted my video stating I'd heard a crazy rumor and asking for more employees to come forward with information so I could confirm. The very next day, the 31st of January, which is a Saturday, a company-wide email was sent informing the team of the WARN Act notice due to the company finances that would impact some jobs at the studio.
The WARN Act is something in California that requires you to have to tell people ahead of time if their job is being removed.
Within hours, another internal document was circulated, a digital letter that was also posted by first-class mail to all employees, stating every single one of them had been fired, effective the next business day, which was Monday the 2nd. For the record, the company's payroll processing date is the 3rd, which...
Wait, so everybody got fired on the 2nd, but payroll was on the 3rd? Well, that's convenient.
Was the very next day.
It's a good idea.
They were then informed at this time, despite the WARN Act notice having a 60-day requirement, they would be without work effective almost immediately and without compensation.
So they didn't follow the rule.
Obviously, things change very quickly here because, as you've just heard, the 28th, there was a massive reduction in staff, but there was still a studio. And then by the 31st, everything was done. Everybody was fired. The studio was closed. And that was decided, communicated, and executed within a matter of hours.
Man.
There are, of course, some
Just shut it the fuck down.
Previously unknown factors here that have yet to be revealed to the public,
It's not California,
which we can go over in a minute.
I didn't know that.
Now, there are questions here about what's going to happen to the game. It's currently online.
There is no question what's happening to the game. The game's dead. It's dead for all purposes and all intents. It's dead. That's it. Now, is some other company going to try to buy it and then necro it? Yeah, maybe. But why would you even do that? Why would any company buy this and then take on all of the baggage? Why would anybody do that?
What is going to happen with the Steam page? It was purchasable. Now it isn't. People are getting refunds, regardless of their playtime, regardless of how long ago they bought the game. Some people are. What is Valve likely to do? Where's the money?
Where's the money?
Let's go over some of these,
question.
and specifically, let's begin with why are the employees not being paid and what changed. So, in an email that was sent out it reads, as of Friday afternoon, the company reasonably expected to receive funds from Steam that would have allowed payroll to be processed and operations to continue while next steps were evaluated.
Steam withheld the funds.
At approximately 6 a.m. Friday morning, the company was notified that these funds were being held. As a result, payroll could not be processed as anticipated.
Wow.
What this means is, obviously, people are of the opinion that the release, they were going to take the funds from Steam and run, and they were going to make away with a whole bunch of money. They're getting nothing. There is no.
So they were going to run off with all the money, but Steam held on to it. And, oh, man. How did they know?
Money. Steam have frozen the funds, which is why they're able to refund people.
Yeah.
There are a few factors to this, which I'll go over in a minute.
so fast.
What's going on with the game, right? The game is currently online. You can currently log in and play the game if you already own it. You can't buy it anymore on Steam, but you can log in and play. That is going to continue until the top stops spinning. What I mean by that is grab something, grab a coin, grab a spinning top, spin it. When it stops, it stops, right? You can't make it spin again without touching it. There are no employees at this company anymore, but the server is online. So one of two things will...
So then eventually, basically, the game will die at a random point in the future that nobody knows about because the company just disappeared. So, like, basically, you could do anything you want probably in the game. Who knows? Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just dead. Oh my God. This is a good analogy? Yeah, it's a perfect analogy.
Will happen going forward.
Either death row? Yeah.
The server lease, as in whoever they're paying, AWS. I don't know why I'm saying whoever. When AWS discovers that they're having their bill not paid, they will turn off the servers. Or the servers will just break and there'll be nobody to turn them back on.
Yep.
At that exact moment, the game will not come back online. Probably ever. Why do I say...
So it just randomly will die in the future at a point that no one is aware of. Has it died yet? It has not. I thought this said GG. It says GC, game canceled. So you can see, right? As soon as the game got canceled, it just went all the way into the shitter. So, but there are still people playing it right now.
That.
GC.
Because the plan originally has clearly changed. The plan to fire a certain amount of employees, go retain key staff, but go and hire some people overseas to reduce operating costs and get the game out faster and cheaper. That's clearly changed because they fired everybody, which means there is no carryover. And
it's over.
There are obviously...
I never expected it to be over this fast. This is crazy.
Expected this I can't talk about and what some of the plans were, but because there's nobody retained from the company as of right now, you can't just... It's a code base that these people have created that they know how it works. The idea that you could just hire new people and be like, here's a game that people created over the course of 10 years, get it working and do it quickly.
The problem is that the nuts and bolts, like the core DNA of Ashes of Creation, like the way that combat played and the way the game felt, was bad. And so they needed to fix that, but they didn't. So there's really no, like, the good thing of Ashes of Creation was the idea of the systems and the interplay between the systems and player interactions and everything like that. So whenever you don't have that, then you've got this instead. Garbo? Yeah, I would say so.
Like, it's just not realistic.
Nobody's
That's not
gonna
how
buy
this
it.
works. So the idea that this is going to, like, continue in any meaningful capacity, obviously in the last video I said maybe they start trying to weaken and Bernie's the corpse of this thing. Very unlikely. But if you are playing the game for whatever reason, as soon as
they can't, because they've already damaged the reputation of it too.
Servers go down, it's gone, it's dead. You will almost certainly not be able to log into this game ever again. That's just how it is.
Yep.
Now, obviously, a lot of people keep posting financial documents and public filings that I don't even fully understand, and I'm doing my best to speak to experts who do so that they can explain it to me.
Yeah.
But people keep posting these liens, and they're posting liens saying that, oh, this person now owns the company because they filed a lien, which are publicly viewable. And a lien, as far as I understand it, is basically just a public record of who is owed money. from the entity that the lien is filed against.
Right.
And the way that liens work is that they are first come, first serve. So whoever
true?
has the lien
I never heard
filed the earliest is the party that essentially gets first dibs on assets.
Seems pretty fucking. That's like an old school way of doing it, huh? L-E-A-N? No, L-I-E-N, I think. Or L-I-E-L-E-I, I don't know. It's one of the other.
Paid back in any kind of like foreclosure or bankruptcy. So with the company, context clues here of things we already publicly know without me giving too much stuff away, is that when the company is saying we have no money, we literally cannot pay the staff.
Yeah.
We were waiting for the Steam money. We now no longer have access to the Steam money because Valve have frozen the funds.
Sure.
We can deduce from that they have no money, which means when you're looking at liens that are recently posted from like, oh, this MLM person has a lien and therefore they now control the company. The people who actually have access to the debt and any assets that the company would have is a bank.
Yeah.
The first people that have a lien, if you search the filings, is
bank.
a bank. You can see this. It's public information. So if the company is insolvent, if the company does not have money, and the first person that has access to claim debt, basically, is a bank, even if Valve was to pay out the money, the money would go to the bank. It would not go to the new people who own the company. Now, let me go over some of these questions that have been asked in the Discord. So
it's totally cooked.
The big question everybody's asking at all times that unfortunately I cannot answer is, what do we know about the equity that was sold by Stephen? When did he start losing control of the company?
Yeah.
When were things sold off? When did the board get established? Now, I can tell you what the employees know. I can tell you what the broad understanding is. And that is that it was communicated to the employees internally in November of 2025.
Okay, that's like 3 months ago.
That there was a board.
Yeah.
That's the first communication that I'm aware of that internally at the company on an employee level.
And when did they take this game and make it, when did it go to Steam? Yeah, so wait a minute. A month. So it was the 8th of January, apparently. No, never mind. No, it wasn't. So wait a minute. So the game went to Steam apparently like maybe only a couple of weeks after they announced they had a board. I mean, this is seeming pretty suspicious. I'm going to be honest. This is a little bit suspicious.
The employees found out that there was a board.
Yeah.
Now, as for when things were getting sold, as for when control started slipping, I can't answer that currently. But you will be getting answers to this very soon if you know, what I know is to be believed, which is another trust me bro moment. But I think at this point, hopefully if you're watching the video, you know that I'm saying trust me bro because I know what's going on to some extent, right? So you answered this in general chat, but as it's for a video, I think people would like to know how many staff are left. 0. There are no staff.
Total obliteration. Can you, like, I mean, I thought they would just slowly bleed out and then the updates would be less common and then maybe it wouldn't happen. But like just a total, like one day, randomly, unceremoniously, by the way, everything's over.
If I remember correctly, they said they pay referral fees on release, which is referring to the content creator program, referral program. Or refund to backers on not release. Basically, this puts you in a situation where if it doesn't release, you owe people money, and if it does release, you owe people money. So it has to be one of those, right?
Yeah, sure.
What I will say is that in my experience, and again, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not an expert in this, but pretty much anytime somebody says, oh, we'll give you this money if this thing happens, what they're saying is reasonably, if we have the money as a business, then that thing will happen. But because they failed to deliver the product,
they have to get the money back.
They don't have money, and any money that they do have would be claimed by the bank due to...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, realistically, whenever you put money into a Kickstarter, you're probably never going to get that money back. Because like if the company goes insolvent and like let's say they use all your money to do something and then the company is not able to make the product, well, where the fuck is the money going to come from? Where is everybody going to get their refunds from? And this is the risks that you run, supporting a project like this. It's the risk you run.
Their first position lien against the company's assets, right? And then it would go up to the next person and the next person, and the company doesn't have anything. Yeah. So you can't be paid anything. That's just how it goes. Now, would you have some form of restitution legally? I don't know. You'd have to speak to an attorney. That isn't me. That's, as far as we can get on it. But in my experience...
You're not getting anything. Realistically, like think about the amount of process and time and energy and effort and like just paperwork. Like you're not getting shit out of this. It's over.
Seeing the lawsuits that have happened with all the Kickstarter projects and things, you probably ain't going to get shit. Doesn't matter what anybody said in the process. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. If you put money into this, if it wasn't...
You're going to spend $20,000 to get $500 back.
Through Steam, you're probably fucked. Now, regarding Steam, are they likely to just blanket refund everybody?
Yeah, they will.
Maybe, but there is no precedent for this. The only precedent we have for Steam doing this...
The day before?
Is with games that imminently released, as in the day before this happened very famously. The day before released, and within a couple days, they were basically like, oh, we're closing down the studio, bye. And
that was a crazy day. I remember that day so well. That was nuts.
And Valve released a refund to everybody, regardless of whether or not they applied for one. It was just a blanket refund. Yeah. The game was essentially fucking memory hold and deleted from the systems. Now, this is different, of course. So it is going to be whatever Valve decides.
Yeah.
But they are refunding some people. So maybe if enough people put in a refund request, that is something that will happen. There's just absolutely no way to tell because...
I think that they should refund people. I mean, really, it seems like this game was put... Like, I don't see a universe where... Like, I only know what I know. But I don't see a universe where a company goes out and they don't know the writing is on the wall at least 3 months in advance. So whenever they decide, I think that they knew that things were going downhill, like the moment that they had the Steam release. And maybe they were thinking, okay, well, if the Steam release goes super well and we get 200 million sales, or not 200 million, 200,000 sales or 200,000 concurrent players, like maybe we can keep going, right? But I don't think that there was ever a realistic assumption that they could continue going if they went out of business this fast 3 months later. Like, it's like moving like a really big ship, right? Moving a big company like this. Like, this is a company that's burning like millions of dollars a month, right? I mean, you're not going to just have an idea, oh yeah, maybe this is going to work out. Steam refunded, but on the site, we can't get it yet. I spent like $650 though. I hope to do though. I don't want it wasted, especially with Steven scamming us. It's over. Your money's gone. Just get used to it. It's done.
We're kind of in new territory here.
Yep.
So as it stands right now, that's about as much as an update as I can give you on this. Obviously, there's a real community aspect to this going on right now. Everybody's an investigator at the moment. Everybody's finding documents. Everybody's finding quotes. Everybody's scouring the internet for any bit and piece of information that they can so that they can draw some kind of conclusion. And the issue is, in many cases with this, you're not finding... This is my opinion, and again, it's trust me, bro. You are not going to find any of the required context through...
You're not going to find a smoking gun. The odds are that the information that it takes to know what happened it doesn't exist. Like they might, and the chances that like anybody is going to investigate this or anything else is like zero. Like, if they're not investigating crypto scams with billions of dollars, then they're not going to investigate a video game like this. I find it to be very unlikely, at least.
It's not what I would bet on. Unless it's a public lawsuit that has actual legal documents and things that...
Should Steven go to jail for fraud? Should he go to jail for fraud? How can I possibly know that? Like, I think that it's possible that Steven tried to operate in good faith and, you know, he tried to do his best and it just didn't work out. Like, whenever you run a company and you run a business, sometimes the business fails. When you ask for support or contributions to help keep your business going, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're defrauding people. But that's not an answer. Like, and again, I don't know the answer to this. Maybe he should, maybe not. Like, I have no idea. But what I'm saying is that this outcome does not definitively prove that it was bad faith fraud. I'm being fair.
Some level of transparency. So what's happening right now is probably
There's
fun,
no transparency,
but wholly unhelpful if you're actually looking for the truth of the matter. So have fun with it, but if you're posting something or you're reading something and you're like, oh my God, is this true? Like, I just saw people posting a Discord account, just a random Discord account posting, oh, I'm this person that's shown up in a bunch of speculatory Reddit posts and things. I'm this person and this is what's going to happen with the game and blah, blah, blah. If you're seeing shit posted on social media, there's a real good chance it's either completely lacking context or it's made up and it's fake and it's false. And you can treat my videos like that if you don't trust me. It is what it is. You know,
I mean, all of this is speculation. He's right about that. Definitely.
You're an adult. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Steven lied, though. He promised self-funding for the game. Then poof, a so-called board appeared and the company went to someone else. Well, I mean, he was just wrong. I mean, like, lied. The game is funded to completion. I mean, look. Actually, I mean, I don't know. Why am I running defense for this? Yeah, he did. He said it was funded to completion. Was it? No. Okay, there you go. Yeah. No, you're right.
Who cares at the end of the day? Oh, one thing I didn't mention is if you're waiting for like the developer live stream on the 13th, don't. There are no developers. There's no company. I don't know if and when anything is going to be announced about this. One, huh? Because people are, of course, going to be in 10 days' time thinking, oh, is this dev stream going to come up? It can't. Like, so I don't know if they're going to announce something otherwise on some other social media platform or what's going to happen.
I really wonder if Steven's going to go live and explain everything. I think the chances of that are like 10%. Very, very low. Because I think that he probably isn't going to want to say anything about this publicly because he doesn't want to complicate or implicate himself in something legal.
But that's certainly not going to because there are no
if I was
employees
Steven,
left
I would
to
hide.
even man a live
That's
stream
what I would do.
or to talk about anything about the future. That being said, have fun, guys. Join the Discord if you want to drop a question or whatever, or, you know, come and hang out. Obviously, everyone in there is doing the same thing, speculating and talking about stuff, and I'll get you as much as I can as soon as I can. If you want the piecemeal, like, oh, there's an update here, there's an update there, I'll post them as and when I can. Probably won't be anything substantial to talk about for the next few days at a minimum. But, you know, we'll get there, like I said. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe. Peace.
Man, this is pretty disappointing. I gotta say, I do find it to be as entertaining as it is to watch this collapse. It is really sad to see. You know, I mean, this is a game that I was really excited for, and I was hoping it was going to go well and everything. But now it's just, you know, it's I don't really see things going anywhere or anything. They just ran out of money. I think they did too. I think they straight up ran out of money. They didn't have any way to support themselves, and they just crashed out. I think that's what it was. It's just that simple. There's not like a lot of complication for this. I don't think that Steven made any money with this either. This is another big component, is that did Steven come out in the green with this entire Ashes of Creation thing? I think that absolutely not. I feel like he originally said he had like $30 million he had originally like put into this. If he had invested that money into the stock market, the amount of money he would have made versus making Ashes of Creation is probably like 10x. So MMOs are no longer feasible. I don't think in a lot of cases they are. 99% he had not make profit. Yeah, and so like, I feel like there's a chance that. Oh, let me link you guys the video. This is Kira TV. I used to watch a lot of his videos for like failed MMOs. I don't know why it got out of the algorithm for me, but I'm glad this one got recommended to me, and I wanted to show you guys because I do feel like, you know, it's another one of those situations, right? How much of the money did he personally invest? And how did he have $1 million? He had a lot of money because he was part of an MLM, like multi-level marketing thing. That's what people at least said, which is, again, a lot of people consider those scams as well because they're pyramid schemes. Oh, there's, yeah, a pyramid scheme right there. And so that's, and again, like, I mean, you know, like I mean, it's definitely like, you know, fool me once, right? You know, fuck. And that's just where we're at, right? Yes. So, I mean, who lost money though? Well, all the investors lost money. I think that's really the main thing, is that all of the investors lost money, and you've got Ashes of Creation situations terrible. There's Co talking about it. It's wow. I made a video of this. It's 1.5 million views. Oh my God. Narc lied. Pirate Software keeps taking L's over Ashes. They stole millions. I think the person who lost the most money over this is probably Steven. I bet Steven probably had a vision. He had a dream, but unfortunately he had to wake up. And, you know, maybe he tried to do things to protect different assets of his. I'd probably do the same thing if I was him. But at the end of the day, it's dead. The game is dead. And that's it.